last, well, projects that we're either have been working on or continuing to work on. And some of them are development projects, but which have a spin-off effect. But the first one, and I think somebody else mentioned it a little while ago, is very close to here geographically, is the Encore project. That's what used to be called Central Park Village. We tore down really a substandard old housing project on Nebraska, and we're hopefully building with federal help and $38 million of federal stimulus money kind of to get it going, working with Bank of America and the city and the county for a 28-acre master plan mixed-use community. They estimate, and that was the job fair that Tim, you were referring to earlier, they estimate 1,000 construction jobs, and hopefully when it's built out completely, which might take another 10 years or so, 3,000 permanent jobs in that area.
Plans look great, by the way. It looks very promising. So.
Good. We were very excited about a project up in East Tampa that's called Enviro Focus Technologies, and this is a company that's that we've helped them by using this brownfield program, basically to take an area that's possibly slightly contaminated, help them with the bureaucracy of cleaning it up, that sort of thing, getting into the brownfields program, which creates local and state incentives for redevelopment. And this particular company is going to be recycling car batteries. So effectively it's a green industry. I'm sure they're going to be taking advantage of tax credits at the federal level to do this, and they've committed to create 100 new high-paying jobs and invest $100 million in a brand new LEED certified facility. And the city's been very involved in that, working with the state, DEP, and other agencies. Another big project that we're all real excited about is, the acronym is called CAMLS, C-A-M-L-S. It's the Center for Advanced Medical Learning and Simulation. And basically this is a USF School of Health project working with the private sector. They describe it as a world-class, state-of-the-art robotic surgery training facility. And it's my understanding it's a $60 million proposed project. We're trying to get it located over here in the Heights CRA, in the Heights project, just on the north end of downtown, just above the interstate. And basically, it's my understanding that this program would bring in surgeons from all over the country and all over the world to teach them the latest in robotic technology. And they're talking about 250 construction jobs and possibly 200 permanent jobs related to that. And then the last one is a smaller company, apparently computer control systems, security software and equipment company called Real Time Interactive, and they're looking to relocate from Phoenix to Tampa and bring 50 new jobs to Tampa. So those are all good things that the city and local government has been involved in. But as we were driving over, Lynn and I were talking about what we need to do in the longer term. What do we need to do to be more innovative as a community? And as I look back to what we did in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, I see some real failures in terms of economic development policy, specifically related to these call centers. Apparently we as local government were just all gung-ho to develop and permit and provide incentives for these call centers to come in, and regardless of the fact that they were low-wage jobs, probably not very good benefits, if any at all. And then the worst thing of all was the fact that there was no guarantee that they would stay, and sure enough they didn't. And now most of these giant call centers are either shut down or shutting down, and they're all shipped all overseas. So whatever big investment we had in them was a short-term, perhaps it was a short-term boost for the local economy, but it definitely didn't have any positive long-term ramifications that I know about. The other thing is that, of course, Florida and Hillsborough County and Tampa have been, very much a development-based economy, and when things are going good, it's a wonderful thing. But now, for reasons that are out of our control, things aren't so good, and the development community is just hurting in every possible way, which has this huge spin-off effect on the rest of our county and the rest of our community. And my solution there is that, well, a couple of things. For one, in regard to new industries, I think we need to look and see who we are as a state and who we are as a region, and recognize that we are generally, compared to the rest of the country, we are an older population, and will continue to be an older population. And what do older people need is we need health-related stuff. And so I think that there's tremendous opportunity for us to create new industries that are health-related. And we are doing that currently, but we need to do more of it. If there's any singular focus that our economic development teams, our Committee of 100 and our chamber and our cities and our counties and everybody working together needs to spread the message out to the rest of the country that if you have a health-related industry, you need to come here. And again, this CAMELS program is just the beginning, but we need to work even closer with the USF and Moffitt and all the other great healthcare institutions that we have to continue that. And the other thing, the other industry that I think that we need to do a better job of propagating is solar. I mean, we are Florida. I think we have a lot of sun, and last I looked. And there's really no reason that our solar technology needs to be, I mean, it's my understanding that overseas and in Europe and that sort of thing, they're so much more advanced in solar technology and engineering and that sort of thing than we are in the United States, and than we are in Florida. And I just think there's great opportunities that are missed there. And then the third component is we will continue to have a development and redevelopment in this community, and that's not a bad thing. But I think we need to do a better job to make sure that it's focused, make sure that it's quality development, which frankly a lot of development over the last 10 years was not. Make sure that it's development in the right locations, so we should have more urban infill and less urban sprawl. And also, as you mentioned, Bill, that we focus on rebuilding our infrastructure, which in the city of Tampa I think we are, and also building a better transportation network. So, and which of course relates to the 1 cent sales tax, which frankly, one of the things I look at in the 1 cent sales tax, hopefully will be on the ballot in the fall, is that I see it as our little local stimulus plan. Not only will the high-speed rail bring in, billions of dollars to the state for construction and operation and that thing, but if we can pass the 1 cent sales tax locally, I think we not only have construction jobs, but also it's been proven time and time again in other locations like Salt Lake City and Charlotte and Houston, that when you build these local light rail systems, that at each station location you have this tremendous new development opportunity and new economic excitement that goes on. And there's a term of art, it's called transit-oriented development. But basically what it says is that at each of these 6 or 10 stations that we're going to be building, you are going to see all sorts of very intensive activity going on. And you can see it wherever you go to see this activity go on elsewhere in the country. My daughter lives in DC, and there's a new station that was built up the street from her about 5 years ago. And now, they do have the big boxes, sorry, but they also have some small shops, and they have a mixture. And there's a lot going on there, whereas previously it looked like it was, bombed out, Warsaw ghetto. So anyway, that's what we're doing, hopefully in the city of Tampa, and that's where we'll be headed